What's going on, everybody? It is Brendan. Welcome back to Dad Planet. So I just got back from the Goodwill bins. It's always an interesting trip there, and I spent $52 on 27 pounds worth of goods to resell on eBay. The listed value of all of those items cumulatively is over $1,000. It's one of the biggest hauls I've ever had. But I'm gonna let you shop my cart and pick an item out for free. So I'm gonna send one of these items in this haul to a random commenter for free. Cost you nothing. You're gonna see every single item that I sourced. You're gonna see the value of every item that I sourced, but you have to follow 3 very simple rules, and you're gonna wanna watch the video throughout because I will give out those details. And if you miss one of them, you're gonna miss out on something that could be pretty spectacular, so stay tuned. I'm pretty excited to feature all of these items today from this Goodwill outlet haul because there's so much high quality, and that's, again, one of the things when you're going to the bins, you just think that it's all of the picked over stuff from the stores, and that really isn't the case. Oftentimes trucks will be delivered directly to the bins. They don't have a place for the store, so you'll get all these donations that go directly to the bins. So you can get plenty of high quality merchandise at the outlets, just like you can in the retail stores, and a lot of times you're paying a better price. So here we go. First one, just a very lightweight item that is great to find at the bins. Toms. We have spring and summer coming up, and this is like a purple corduroy pair of regular Toms, women's. And those will sell between probably $15 to $20. I'm more likely to get 15 for them, and they'll ship first class, so that'll be nice. This was, I think this is a Mary Jane style from Jambu, but I couldn't find the other one. I always look for the other one, and I'll even wait for another few rotations to come out to see if it will show up in a different rotation. But for that for that shoe, I couldn't find it, so I do end up putting that shoe back. But this was kind of a weird day because the shoe rotations came out much quicker than I had anticipated. I'm usually only there 2 hours in the morning at max, and they put a full it was either 2 or 3, I think it was 2 rotations of shoes out. So not much else to speak of right there. This, however, as they were bringing out the new shoe rotation, caught my eye. It's a pair of Converse, but it's a Miley Cyrus collaboration, and I've never seen that before. They're sort of like a furry suede-ish type of top, and then you see all the glitter along the sides and the midsoles and whatnot. They're not in mint condition, like they have condition issues, but I feel like people tend to give Converse a pass on condition a little bit more than they would other styles of shoes. So that was new to me, and I'm going to keep them. I think they're probably only worth $15 though. So moving on, a polo. This is a woman's XL black t-shirt. It's not like the actual big pony, but it's a large enough pony on the front to, catch someone's eye. And I'm almost certain that just having, sold tons of polo in my day, that I can get $20 for that t-shirt. So that's a great pickup. I sell basically all of the polo Ralph Lauren that I do find at the bins. So lots of heavyweight stuff that is polo related that I saw this trip that I do not pick up just because, the seasons are changing, and I didn't really like the size. Polo, when I'm looking for sizes, I'm looking for the big and tall sizes more so than I am anything else. So that's something to keep in mind if you haven't heard me say that before. This is a Jägermeister shirt. This could have been cool. I don't do a ton of Jägermeister merch, but it had marks all over the front of it. So for resale, I really couldn't do anything. This, however, this is a pretty great shirt. So this is a Taking Back Sunday Ringer t-shirt. And there's a recent comparable that was from auction that sold for about $32. So I'm going to end up listing this one for, I think, $35. I mean, that was a pretty good find right there. That's a $35 to $40 shirt. So pretty good there. This little dress, this was so cute. Chaps is the brand. I don't think I've ever seen the tag before. It's a size 6M, but that little plaid dress, I mean, this thing is probably 20 cents. So even though there really aren't any sold comps to go on, I think $15 would be fair for that. It is really cute, and it was super, super clean. Kids' clothes tend to get messed up pretty quickly. So if you folks watched one of my haul videos a while back, I passed up on some Hanes underwear. Well, I'm not passing up on the undies this time. I found a pair of Banana Republic boxers here. They're green, like hunter green, and they have owls on them. There's a couple of solds in this type of in this type of underwear for like $15. So those were brand new with tags. So I'll take that as well. Again, 20 cents on that item and that dress before. That's like getting them for free basically when you're going to the bins. So we had a shoe rotation come out, and I want to show you some of these big hitters. So this first pair here, this is a pair of Nike Air Jordan 5 Retros. They have like a camo pattern on the back. The soles were in excellent condition. They just need to be washed. There's a little bit of wear on the midsoles, but I think this is a $100 pair of shoes right here. The comps, there's like almost 30 that have sold over $100 in the last 90 days. So that was an insane find. These right here, these are Adidas NMD TS1. They're not R1s, they're TS1s, and they're like a watermelon color with some pink on them as well as the green. They sell great brand new. These need to be cleaned up a little bit as well, but I think I can get $30 for these too. So right off the bat, those two pairs of shoes were just excellent finds. Next is a pair of Chacos. These are ZX3. The color is classic coral on them. They, of course, need to be washed a little bit. I believe that I can get $30 for them. There are no solds currently for that exact style, but we have summer coming up, so that's definitely going to change. So I'm thinking that I can probably get $30 for those. So even just those 3 pairs of shoes, that's $160 in resale value. And I mean, we just got started. There's another shirt here. This is a Chainsmokers tour shirt. There is a recent comp for this exact style of shirt that sold for, I think, around $35. So that's what I'm going to end up listing this at. It's a blue color. I couldn't really tell what the color was on the comp in the sold, but $35 is where I'm going with this one. Long sleeve, graphics down the bottom or down the sides of the arms. That's a sweet find. That's one of the things that, people would probably easily pass up as they're looking for, this, that, and the other thing. But this is what happens at the bins all the time. There's so much inventory. Everyone has an opportunity to find a ton of stuff. I mean, in this case, like I was, pretty close to $1,100 when it was all said and done. This is a pair of North Face Ampezzo shoes. These are pretty hard to find. They obviously need to be cleaned up. The insoles are in pretty good shape, and the soles do not have a ton of wear. So they're just a little bit dirty, but I think I can get $30 for these shoes. There was a sold comp for $15 for this exact style. I don't know what they were thinking. Their soles had a little bit of wear, so maybe that was the case, but that's a $30 pair of shoes. These are Olokai Ohana sandals. They have a little bit, you can see right there, just a little bit of wear on the inside there. So normally you could probably get $30 for these pretty easy with spring and summer coming up. I'm going to probably price mine aggressively at around $20 and just note that very small amount of wear. But those will sell fast. My Olakais are flying off the shelves. I just sold a pair last night that I shipped out today. So yeah, that was another good find. I mean, we're as far as shoes goes, this was like one of the nicest hauls in a while relative to how long I was there, because again, I like to get in and out pretty quickly. And shout out to everyone that is always saying hello to me, and those of you that recognize me when you see me in the outlets. You just got a great group of people, all of you. Like seriously, I really appreciate each and every one of you saying hello. It's a pair of Pradas here, and these looked and felt real, which would have been insane, but there is way too much wear. I mean, if you look at that midsole, it looks like there's a big chunk. I mean, my camera work is terrible there, sorry. It's a little part of the midsole that was like removed, but those looked real, just way too much wear for me to get into. I mean, even with wear, you can sell those. Someone is going to want them, but not that much. Like that was just a little bit too much for me to pick up on Pradas. These, however, I am going to take. This is a pair of Gucci's, the horsebit loafers. Now they have a little bit of wear on the front, as you can see. These are 100% authentic. They've been resoled, so you don't see like the wood bottom exterior look. But you have to do that professionally, and whoever had these resold did have them done professionally. So there are sold comps on them, but they're only in the black color, and these are brown. There's a listed pair of these for I think $111. Maybe $75 is probably where I'm going to list those. It wouldn't take much to get them really cleaned up. And again, there's a little bit of wear on the back, as you can see, a little bit on the front, a little bit by where the heel is on the interior of the shoe. But I mean, that's an authentic pair of Gucci's right there. I mean, well, what can I tell you? That's just another fantastic find. I mean, back-to-back Prada and Gucci, even though the Pradas weren't in that great a shape. I love it. I love it. And you guys get to pick, any one of these items. So you got to make sure that you are first a subscriber, of course, to the channel. And then the second part is leave a comment. Tell me which item you want. You can pick any item And I'll get to the third step that you have to follow here in just a second. But yeah, just be a subscriber. This is subscriber only, and leave a comment. All right, here's everything else that I didn't capture on film when I was at the bins, but we're going to go through each one of these one by one and tally everything up. First pair, this is a pair of Ultra Lone Peak boots. They're a Lone Peak 4. These are going to get probably 70 to 75 bucks. Next is a pair of Nike Air Max Verona. These are women's, really nice insoles. This is going to be a $30 pair. Could be between 30 and 50. I'm going to say 30 just to be conservative. Next is a pair of Keen. The style is Venice. The color is Bison. 'Tis the season for this kind of shoe. These sell really well brand new. I think I can probably get $30 for these pre-owned. Next is Vibram 5 Fingers. This is an easy $40. They're in pretty good condition. 40 bucks on these and they will sell fast. Next is a pair of Onitsuka Tiger. The style number on these is D109K. They've got a little bit of wear on the soles, but that should not deter a buyer. I saw a recent comp for similar condition, $35 to $30. So I'm gonna price these at 30 bucks. Next is a pair of Allbirds. Now these are wool runners. They're like a hunter green color. The only issue is you got a little teeny chunk here on the soles. So all of these are gonna be washed and cleaned, by the way. I still think, even with this damage to the sole, that I can get $30 for these. I think these were like an 11 and a half men's. So I'm still gonna shoot for 30 even with the damage. The other one's fine. Next is a pair of spikes. And I told you in a previous video, I don't usually do spikes. Then I thought about it and it's like, well, Brendan, how are you gonna grow if you don't at least give it a try? So I picked up this pair of Nike Rival XC spikes. They do not have the actual spikes in them, but believe it or not, there's a recent comparable sale for $20 with like $10 in shipping without the spikes as well. Exact same style. So we'll give that a shot. Next, this is a Snark guitar tuner. Very small, looks like the package is open, but it's not, it's still sealed. This is an easy $10 to $15, great sell-through rate. Next was Eddie Bauer women's. This is just an essential vest. Can probably wear this in the springtime. The size is a PXS, but it's goose down. It's in excellent condition and it's very light. So when you're paying by the pound at the bins, this just makes sense to pick up. It is very clean. Contrary to popular belief, you can get tons of very clean inventory at the bins, just as much as you will items that need to be cleaned up. So this was a good find. A ton of hats. So Guy Harvey essential hat. There was a recent comp for like $10 to $12 for the same hat that was in worse condition. So probably 15 bucks on that. Vintage USA basketball. The brand on this one is AJD, I believe. There's a picture of the tag. If this were in better condition, I could get $30 for it, but it's a little bit worn, a little bit weathered. So I'm thinking between $15 to $20 for that hat. This is a Nike New Era Salute to Service Minnesota Vikings beanie, USA, essential piece, $15 for that. Next is a vintage Greensboro Hornets hat. DeLong is the maker, made in the USA. I think that I can probably get $25 for this hat here. Next is the Michigan State Spartans. This is the game. You can see that right there. Spartans fans have shown that they are willing to pay up for vintage hats. So I'm going to list this at $30 and we will see where that lands. Next is a Nike Colorado Rockies hat. The style on this hat is Heritage 86 Dry Fit. The comparable sales for Colorado Rockies hats by Nike are not that great, but I like this style of hat. I don't see a ton of it. So I'm gonna put $20 on this one. Next is a vintage Cleveland Browns hat. Still has one of the tags left on it. The maker is Drew Pearson. Cleveland Browns fans also have shown a propensity to spend up for vintage hats, not in every case. But because this has tags on it still, I'm gonna put it at a pretty aggressive $20, and I think it will sell relatively quickly. Next is a vintage Ohio State Rose Bowl hat from 1997. The maker on this one is Proline. This is not going to be a huge seller, so we're going to put $15 on that one and hope to move it quickly. Next is a vintage Seven Dwarfs hat from the Disney store. Shout out to you, Joyce, for hauling this one for me. I like the fact that this one says minor league on the back, and it is adjustable, made in the USA. No comps on this one, but I'm pretty sure I can get $25 for that one. Next is a Cooney Brewing Company. They're headquartered or located in Dunedin. Dunedin, is that how you pronounce it? Dunedin, Florida. There are no hats of this type representing this brewery online. So this is the kind of bolo I like, because, you know, I think I can call my own shots here, but I'm going to be realistic and say I can get 15 bucks for this one. Adjustable strap back in the back. We'll say 15 for that one. Okay, another Ohio State hat. This has a little bit of damage you can see on the brim, but it is a vintage Airhead. You can see that from American Needle Airhead hat. Now it's fitted, so it might take a little bit longer to sell. Size medium, and has a little bit of damage, but because of the brand and the value of the brand, I still think that I can get $30 for this hat, even in its current condition, pre-owned. So we're gonna shoot for that. Next, just an essential Titleist gray Pro V1 FootJoy. We got some branding on the back. This is also fitted. It is a large to extra large. Has a little bit of sweat marks on the inside bill. I don't think that's going to matter much. I think I can still get 15 for this one. Next is a Banana Republic beanie. Very cute. It was brand new with tags, and it looks like the retail price on this was $49. I think I could get 15 for that. We're out of season, but again, it's very light. And then the last hat is a just a vintage essential Mickey spell out hat. I don't know if comps will be that great on this one, since 1928 on the back. We're gonna put 10 bucks on this one, and we'll hope to move it quickly. And then a 72-ounce pitcher for a Ninja blender. It also has the blade still in it. It had the top on it, but there was a piece missing from the top, so I just left that. I probably could have sold that too, but I can still get $40. I sell these relatively frequently, so I think I can still get $40 for this one. So all in all, and the stuff you didn't see here, it's about, I'm gonna say, I think it was around 600 or 700. We'll tally it up at the end. Now, if you watched my previous What Sold video, you'll see that I sold a pair of Girbaud pants for, I think it was $120. This is a separate bins haul, and in that bins haul, I sourced a similar pair of Girbaud pants. They are blue, brand X, authentic fit. I think the size is 36 long. The comparable solds on this, these are in immaculate condition, by the way. Comparable solds are like around $40 to $45, but honestly, I see some listed right now for $75 to $80. So if it were me, I think I would probably list it around that price range. This is included in this haul for the purpose of sending you one of these items. So the third thing that you have to do is leave the word balloons at the end of your sentence. So you pick an item here. Okay, I want the 5 fingers shoes, Brendan, thanks so much, balloons. So put the word balloons at the end of your sentence. Yes, it's gonna look funny in the comments. Yes, I'm doing this for a specific purpose, because when I go to choose, I'm gonna use that as the keyword term for the computer to run the randomizer and pick the winner. So we're gonna use the term balloons. So tell me the item you want, put balloons at the end of your sentence, and boom, we're all set. Like I said, one of the best hauls I've had in a long time. So thanks so much for tuning in. Again, just follow those 3 very simple directions. I look forward to hearing from you folks in the comments, and I'm gonna send something to you pretty soon. So thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next video.